You cannot hear me. I had to put my microphone on. Dude, I had my little mic monitor plugged in. I'm glad my chat works this morning. My God, y'all couldn't hear me at all, man. Man said, nice voice. I was silent as hell. I said, thank you. Hey, welcome in. My mic is sitting back at the house on my desk. Oh, thank you very much, OSC. Thank you, man. No, I left it at home. It's not the mic's fault. It's my fault. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for being here. I got some things to share. I got some things to share. Give me just a moment, guys. Oh man, let me get this stuff right real quick. On my desk, upstairs or downstairs. All right, give me a second. One moment, guys. Hey. You're a grown-ass man. I pray for you. Funny, she said, how old are you? Somebody said 6. What are y'all talking about? Technically 6.5. No, I'm not. That's an assumption. Oh, funny Chinese 69. Okay, I said it. I get it. Okay, my love you. I'm sorry for the difficulty. Had to handle some things at home. All right, welcome in. Y'all, go Paul, hello, how are you doing? OSC, what's up? Shout out, hi, funny. Don't even know what you're asking to look at. But thank you so much for being here, guys. Welcome in. I apologize for the difficulties. I was doing it again this morning, came out half equipped. All I have is the transmitter for my microphone and not my microphone. So you guys were not hearing a word of what I was saying before. Let's try again to do this. This morning we're talking about comfort. And we're talking about the way comfort can kill wealth, the way comfort can kill families, the way comfort can kill productivity. Everybody, Ryan, welcome in, brother. How you doing? Indeed, enjoy your weekend, man. Have a great time. Thank you for checking in this morning. Keep up the good work. So we want to talk about comfort and how it kills motivation and growth. Comfort can mask a lot of things. That comfort zone that you get into can allow for you to slow down when you should be accelerating. Now, what I want to share people, and this is important because quite a few people miss out on this very early on in their careers very early on in their process, in their growth, in their development, is we focus on money, and you think it's about money, and it's not. But because if you believe the focus is about money, you believe the focus is about getting rich versus growing wealth, you get to a certain dollar point and you say, I'm rich. You say, I've made it. You say, I've done it. And you get comfortable. Pay off your credit cards. Live debt free. I got a house. I ain't got no bills. I'm good. Everything I'm making is going in the bank. Going in the bank for what? What's it doing? You've gotten comfortable. Comfort kills. It hides issues. You get comfortable and you don't know that you have a slow leak. You don't know that resources are being drained and that you're moving into a future where you won't be capable of sustaining your level of living because there's no focus on improving the level. The focus is really you. The focus is about, am I living? You're living or you're dying. And when you understand that the whole aspect of living is the activity, it's the things you do, it's the engagement, it's the growth, it's the challenge, you stop yourself from getting comfortable. You never stop learning. You never stop listening. You never stop engaging because you understand comfort kills legacy. What do we have here this morning? Funny said, all right. Okay, funny child, you're definitely 6 years old. So thank you for being here and commenting though. Everyone who's here, thank you very much for being here. The key, guys, is going to be this. We have to understand to step out of comfort. We're going to need to step in to challenges. We're going to need to step in to some difficulties. We're going to need to step in to some growth and some change. Everyone wants the things to stay the same, or they want them to be the way they were when they were younger, or when I used to live in a certain place, and we lament about how things are because the world is growing, the world is changing, and we're comfortable. We are comfortable. This is something that you have to understand is going to always be here. Change and growth is going to be here. It's going to bring about new technologies, new thoughts, new ways of thinking, new ideas. It's going to continue to happen. And if we stop working on ourselves and we get too comfortable, then we do not have access to these resources, to this time. We have to make sure that we're focusing on understanding how comfort can kill our growth. It's important, people. Never get too comfortable, because doing so will set you back. I'm an R. Kelly lookalike. Welcome in, David. Thank you very much for being here this morning. I appreciate everyone for being here this morning, being a part of the walk and talk. Let's stop being comfortable, people. Let's stop being okay with being okay. Let's understand that living is about growth. You get comfortable on your job. Oh, I'm good. I've made it. This is where I need to be. And you stop working on yourself because you've come to the realization or the determination that everything is perfect for you. Everything is where it needs to be. That I made it thing. And when you get comfortable there, when you get to that point, you're like, all right, man, so I'm going to just ride this out. I'm going to ride this out till I retire. Until that thing that you're doing gets eliminated. Until that skill that you have is no longer useful. Until that talent that you so held on to and so appreciated no longer serves a purpose. We don't need you to do this anymore. We can find someone younger for less. We can find someone more skilled for the same. because you have decided not to grow anymore. You have decided not to change. You have decided that you are comfortable. People, it's very important to understand we are in control of the path that we travel. We are the ones who determine our destiny. This morning, I need you to get up and be determined to take hold of your destiny. Be determined to take hold of the direction of your life. Be determined to work on yourself and not sit back and only work on the dream and the legacy of others. As you sit around worrying about things that you have no ability to impact because you have not made yourself into the person who can elicit the change, into the person who can elicit the change in your own life. Most people are living in one of two stages. You stay blessed as well. Is that Tian? You stay blessed as well. Most people are living in one of two places in their life. They're either in comfort or in complaints. And they're both the same place. I'm comfortable, I'm good, I've made it. Got my house, I can pay my bills. I'm putting money in the bank. Got my car. Had one of my brothers tell me, man, I just want to make sure when I die, ain't nobody got to pay to bury me. I want to make sure that there's enough money for me to be buried, and I don't pass on no debt to my children. He made it. I asked him, I said, how long ago did you achieve that? He was like, man, I achieved that by the time I was 35. Here we are 30 years later, and he's still comfortable. Nah, he ain't hurting. Nah, he ain't losing his house. Nah, ain't nobody took him away from his job. But he's comfortable, and I say to him, I ask him, why aren't you building your legacy? He was like, yeah, that's not for me. That's not really my thing. That's not what I'm into. And I'm like, that's cool, I understand, but I didn't ask you what you were into. I just asked you why. Why did you stop growing? Why did you stop working? Why did you stop challenging yourself? What happened? What happened that made you stop working on you? The key to comfort. Everyone talks bad about the United States. Listen, the key to comfort, right? One of the ideals to comfort is complaining. That is a luxury to be able to complain. If you're complaining, you need to check yourself. What am I complaining about? Am I complaining about one of my coworkers? This is not even a comparison to someone else. This is simply insight for those people who say America is falling off, who say America is the worst country in the world, who said America has poor ideals. It's the mindset. Do you understand how comfortable you have to be for that to even be your thought process? Do you understand how comfortable you have to be complaining about your 3 job options that don't pay what you want it to pay? You understand how comfortable you have to be? I mean, man, visit some of these other countries. Visit places where they have to walk down hills. I'm talking about developed nations where they can't get to the resources, where the jobs aren't available. These places where you say, oh, well, they have universal health care. Yeah, they have universal health care, but they also don't have the ability to grow in a way they want to. The more you ask for, the more satiated you want to be. the more you want someone to appease you and make you comfortable. And comfort is killing your legacy. And we talking about America's falling off? You falling off. You ain't living the way you want to live. You're not working on you. You don't want to be big. You don't want to grow. You don't want to see change. You don't want to build wealth. You're comfortable. You want to complain. You're sitting in an air-conditioned or well-heated room with Wi-Fi, electricity, bottled water. Come on, man. And you're sitting back and you're complaining. And we've been taught to complain because that is the audacity of becoming comfortable. And the focus should be working on yourself. If you are not working on you, if you are not building you, if you are not looking for the opportunities in life to continue to live, it's killing your legacy. It's killing your wealth. It's killing your birthright. How about that? It's not the Jews. I haven't even looked at these comments. Let me go back here and take a look at some of these comments and see if anyone's saying anything. Zeke said complacency is a hell of a demon. That's where I'm at. Too buried in life's struggles to know how to escape the rat race. Midnight said Jesus loves you all. Take up your cross and follow him. We all have sinned, but through him we are saved. God loves you all. That's from Alex. Bluegill said, I wanted to say all of the above. Thank you. Salem. Must because you black. I don't even know what that means, Salem. Mikey Mike says, is Jesus? What do we have in here? It says, a car hit me while I was walking. Man, at least you was able to send this text message. You should probably be called 911. Tian said, financial stability is great, but as long as you're happy with your life, that's all that matters. Yeah, that's comfort. Those are the words of comfort. See, I used to be there. I really did. I used to be like, yo, I want to be able to develop some consistency. I want to be able to provide this level of comfort. And then I had children. And I'm looking at my children, and when we had created this degree of comfort, and then I'm like, hey, challenge yourself. And my children like, for what? And it dawned on me that you don't have to be in a struggle. You don't have to be poor. You don't have to be, it doesn't matter your financial situation. It doesn't matter the environment in which you grow up. If you do not work on yourself, if you're not looking to grow, if you're not looking to challenge yourself and to change, you've gotten comfortable. That is a luxury. And people can get comfortable in a lot of places. People can shape their mind and define it for themselves to say, hey man, I'm good, I'm comfortable. I'm good, I don't need anything. People can do it for themselves quite easily. And then we fall into this trap of becoming comfortable, and we watch people move past us on the job and we complain. We watch people get new houses and move out of the community, and we complain because all of the houses around us when we first bought this neighborhood were for sale, and now all of the houses around us, now that we've been living here and we've stopped growing, they're all rentals. Now the population is nomadic or transient, where they move in and out, and we're not happy because we got comfortable. Where it gets to the point where you're like, hey, I want to retire. I put this money aside, and now the cost of living and the challenges that are there, the things that have to be faced, we now don't have the finances to continue to produce, and we want to go back to work after we retire because we stopped growing. We got comfortable. Glasgow, is that where you're checking in from, Billy? Scotland in the house. Welcome in. Said it sounds like me. I laugh out loud. That was TN. Scott Richmond saying it's always the damn Jews. Not no Jews, Scott. Who you gonna rob? Oh man, I don't know. Where you at? Who you gonna rob? Y'all funny. What's going on? Was that Laura? Welcome in. AJ. Blocked. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you for stopping past, AJ. Did he come into the chat to tell me that he wasn't going to come back to the chat? Charlie didn't deserve that. Ignore the nonsense. Block them. Nah, I'm not going to block nobody. I'm not going to block nobody. Hey, guys, here's what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm talking about, comfort. This is what I'm talking about, comfort. You have to have challenges. They're a part of growth. Like in growth, there'll be challenges. There'll be some that you create. There'll be some that are prescribed. And there are some that are just there for you. Trolls are challenges. Haters are challenges. Not to be dealt with, but to simply be overcome, right? Taking the effort to block them first requires for me to understand where they're coming from, right? And what their intention is, right? And then when I see that, I also understand that I'm trying to get this channel monetized. I also understand the YouTube algorithm. And the YouTube algorithm says the more people that stop on your page, the more people who stop the feed to come into here, the more people we're going to put this feed on. The more feeds we're going to drop your live into. And once we do that, the more people who comment on your feed, the more people we're going to put your live in front of. And so when your trolls and your haters come in and they start going meow, 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 YouTube doesn't look at what's being said. YouTube simply looks at, hey, people are stopping here. Something good must be happening. It must be entertaining. Let's get more eyes on it. Let's get more attention to it. Let's get more people there so more people can watch, more people can comment, more people can be engaged. So people believe that YouTube wants you to be unsuccessful. That doesn't make sense because the more successful you are, the more successful YouTube is. If you're making $1 million, how much do you think YouTube is making? If you're making $100, how much do you think YouTube is making? So when your trolls come in, your haters come in, and this is even in your real life, and this is what I mean about getting comfortable. If you ain't got no haters, like someone once said, man, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing. If you ain't got somebody out there just looking at you like, ooh, I can't stand your greasy black face. Ooh, you get on my nerves. If you ain't got somebody hating you, mad at you because you made it, and it's just a step on where you're going to. If you ain't got somebody hating on you because, oh, you white, you was given everything. Oh, you black, all you do is complain. If you ain't got no haters, you're not working on it, man. You're not working on you. You're not taking the steps. So I don't ever kick haters out. I don't kick trolls out because you have to understand they can't stop me. They're stepping stones. They're elevating me. I'm standing on their shoulders. How you gonna keep looking up at me, telling me I ain't nothing? How you gonna keep looking up at me, telling me I ain't going nowhere? How you gonna keep yelling louder and louder as I go further and further into the distance and telling me, come back here? Don't hate haters, man. Don't hate haters. And that's a part of it. That's a part of that comfort. We look for ways to eliminate things that are difficult or challenging. Don't do it. Don't push it away. Because this is an opportunity to develop yourself. This is how we build perseverance. And perseverance, more than anything, is what allows for us to push through. When we build perseverance, we get to the point that even in difficult times, we understand how blessed and powerful we are. We understand how purposeful our steps are and how important the people around us are. Man, keep growing. Don't you let no haters destroy you. Don't you let people going nowhere stop you from getting to where you going. Man, I'm telling you, there's a part of just breaking out of your comfort zone, and I don't care what level of your life it is. I don't care if it's your relationship. I don't care if it's your job. I don't care if it's your finances, your diet, your fitness, your faith, your church. I don't care what it is. When you break out of your comfort zone and you like, hey, there's something more. There's something on that other side, and you start going to get it, man. Yeah, you got haters in the church. Yeah, you do. You got haters in your house. Look around. Look around. You got haters in your neighborhood. You got haters in your homeboys. You got haters on your block. You got people hating you because they don't know how to break you. They hating you because they don't know how to bring you down. You don't stop to worry about people who can't stop you, who can't get in your way, who can't be you. You're above that. Continue to grow. You're talking about somebody said that the communists are allies with Islam. I don't even know what that means. Everyone hates the Jews because they take care of their own. Maybe you guys should take some hints from their community and actually having fathers in the home. Is that a rap? Was that a rap verse? Who is that? Italio? I don't even know how to say that. 81? Is that a rap verse? Why is everybody hating right now? I don't understand it either. I don't understand it either. Right? I'm telling you that your focus should be your growth and your development. And now everybody is in here talking about who hates who and how to hate harder. Listen, I told you, this is the epitome of comfort, is complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm trying to tell you to grow. We don't need to complain. We need to focus. I'm out here on these walking talks in the morning because I needed to start challenging myself. On days when I didn't have to work, I didn't get up. I stayed in bed. I don't have to work. What am I doing? I wasn't working on me. I didn't have enough value and enough understanding that I need to be valuable to me before I can be valuable to anyone else. We're walking around in the world and we're looking at others and we're looking at the things that are happening and we're talking about other people's lives and other people's situation and complaining and arguing, and we're not working on ourselves. See, that's the focus. The focus is to understand you've gotten so comfortable. You've gotten so comfortable, you don't even look at yourself no more. All you look at is other people. You've gotten so comfortable. You've made it so far that you're sitting here and you're telling everybody else what's so bad about them or what's so bad about how they're living or what they're doing that we're not looking at ourselves. I spend so much time focused on trying to develop myself, working on me to become the person I need to be, working on my skills, working on my understanding, my faith, building myself emotionally, physically, mentally, developing myself, challenging the thought processes that have led to generation after generation of just falling behind, not moving, stagnation. That I had to understand that if there's going to be a change in my life, I have to be the one to elicit the change. Here's what you have to understand. Anybody that's trying to put you in a group is trying to divide you. Anybody that puts you in a group is trying to divide you. If someone tells you, hey, you need to be, you're one of these, you fall into this group, into this category, they're trying to divide you. And so they create more groups and more categories to further divide you. And as long as people are being pushed apart, as long as groups are being formed for the purposes of division, for the purposes of hate, we fall into this trap and we become complacent and comfortable with complaining. Wayne said, just less than 30 days ago, I spent my life saving on a guitar that I need to be professional, and now I'm kind of wishing I had that money, but my decision is made and I'm sticking with it. Work on it, Wayne. That's what I'm talking about. That's growth, Wayne. You got it. You spent time getting it. Now go get that thing you need. Go start working on that skill that you need in order for that guitar to become the tool that you can use. It starts with repetition. It's going to take discipline. Challenge yourself. I'm not going to be on the stage tomorrow, but I'm going to work. I'm going to grow, develop a plan, consistency. Follow the plan, learn it in the stages, the system. You have to create a system. And this is where consistency comes in. You have to be good enough to be consistent. You can't be consistent at something you don't know how to do. It's just repetition. We forget the building blocks of everything is repetition. This is how we break out of the comfort zone. Gabrielle said, how many baddies you had last week? And then just started saying, nope, okay. No problem, Wayne. Joshua, the feds popped Charlie to cause this division. Okay, Joshua, you're distracting from this conversation. I'm probably not going to read any more of your comments. Sparkle says, learning in the stages. Yes. Hood Rich said, why do white kids become addicted to meth? I'm probably not going to read any more of yours either. Goodwill said, is Jesus black? Goodwill, you come in here every freaking day with the same nonsense. And then there's one other guy who comes in and asks, can ghosts be gay? You know, I'm not reading no more of your comments, Goodwill. You can't come in here with that nonsense. Yeah, guys. Yeah, man, listen. Comfort is a killer, dude. You get comfortable and then you sit back and you start just saying, hey, man, I'm going to enjoy life. And the rest of the world is still moving forward. The rest of the world is still growing, still developing. This is why you see these neighborhoods change and you see these houses get tore down to put in highways. And you see things happen and we sit around and we get sad and we're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe they put in that poor woman. Everybody's seen, you should have seen by now, this little house that this person had and they wanted to develop around it and the person refused to move no matter how much money they offered them. And so they just built high rises around the house. They went to the government, they claimed all the land that wasn't that house. And then all that house can do is get in and out. Can't see nothing. The windows don't see anything but traffic. People walk up and down in front of the house and they're like, man, that's crazy. Yeah, because you got comfortable. I'm not selling for any price. Your pride was the price you paid. And now the world is developing around you because you got comfortable. Just like the movie Up. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Is we sit back and everybody says this is heartwarming and this is touching. No, this is you getting comfortable and not understanding that in order for you to truly honor the people who you say that you love and you care about, what did the man do in order to change his life? He went up, he took action, he changed. He started living. He stopped living and he got comfortable and he got complacent the moment that his wife passed. He stopped living, and it wasn't until someone else came into his life and gave him purpose that he got up and he started to move. And so if we're going to follow this little cartoon story and say, what's the message? The message is stop being comfortable. Stop watching the world pass you by. Stop sitting back and complaining about things that you're not willing to do for you. We got to get up, people. It's about discipline. It's about taking action. It's about being purposeful in those actions. Intentional. We can't just sit back and wait for somebody to come drop success in our lap. Wait for somebody to come give us a handout. It's about growth. It is truly about being proactive. Joshua says, sorry, bro. Not trying to distract, just saying we need to realize what's going on. Everyone is comfortable in their groups. No one is seeing the bigger picture. We can all break out. RKS, what's going on, Ryan? Thanks for stopping in, brother. They say I'm re-enlisting into the Navy. Got any advice for me? Keep doing that workout you were doing and make sure you stay focused. And if you're re-enlisting in the Navy, make sure it's going towards a goal, right? You just bought yourself a new car. You were thinking about a way to make that profitable. So if you're going into the Navy, Make sure you understand why. Is it the discipline? Is it the structure? Is it the career growth? Whatever it is, make sure you're doing it for a purpose and not just because you can't think of anything else to do. That is a hallmark of comfort. I'm gonna get this job and make this money. I'm gonna do this thing because I can't think of anything else, right? And then you get there. Now, if it's a happy decision and you're doing it for a purpose and you know where it's going, stick with it, keep going. Mr. Sai said, yeah, go fight your masters, RKS. That's just disrespectful. Lizard Boy, like the movie Up. Yep, we spoke on that. Wayne said, I'm a guy that's learned to rely on self. I live alone in a house that my father left to me. I paid the taxes, so on, and it is where not to this house. I do not know what I would do. You need to figure out what you need to do. You need to grow up. You need to do something with that house. Your father left you a legacy. What's next? There's value in that house. You can build. You can get another house. You can get more houses. You can get more land. You can grow that legacy. Don't bury your birthright. Don't put it in the ground and say, I'm good. Don't wait for somebody to come take it away from your children. You got to be active, Wayne. You got to be active. We got to be growing. Joshua says, I do check out some of David Goggins' material. Matthew, currently going through a divorce. We have 6-year-old together and just lost our daughter this June. It's been hard. I'm definitely lost, but came across you. Maybe it's a sign, I don't know. Tell me more, Matthew. Tell me more. What are you doing? What's going on? Your message is going straight to my brain, said Wayne. Wayne said, your message is going straight to my brain and my heart, but I really want to be a little more happy. I want to tell us a good story about something that you've done and what's happened to you. I can do that. I can do that for you. So an interesting thing that happened to me is when my wife and I, we took a while where we moved off to Texas, right? And then we came back to the area and back up here into Maryland. But while we were in Texas, I found that my focus had become trying to get my family comfortable. The move to Texas was a decision on, hey, I make this much up north. The cost of living is lower there. Let me take some action. Let me do something where if I move and I get a raise, I get a double raise because the cost of living is lower and I'm going to make more money. And then we're going to be able to live better. And then we got to Texas and there was no mass transit where we were. So now we needed another car. Just things changed that required different things from us. And during that time there, we started to have a strain on our marriage, on our relationships, and I could see my career growing. I could see the work that I was doing was impacting people in where we worked, and I could see my finances growing, and I could see things getting better. But me and my wife were roommates, and I started to see it, and it started to get to a point where we had this discussion, and I'm talking to my wife like she's somebody who works for me about developing skill sets and working with competencies and all of this nonsense. And like she had to stop me, and she's like, I'm your wife. We had a huge fight. And my wife took the children and left. And I spent weeks, I'm talking about, and this is at the beginning of COVID. This isn't a long time ago. We didn't even have all 7 of our children at that time. One had just been born, and we would have another one later. So yeah, so we were, this is years back. So we're going, she leaves, she goes back to Maryland. And I'm mad at her. I'm like, you don't understand. You don't get it. And then I go in one day and I go in to talk to the manager where I was working because it took me to do some soul searching. It took me to look at myself. And I went in and talked to my manager. My manager was like, hey, so what do you want to do? I said, I need you to find me a job. I need you to see if you can find a place for me to transfer where, where my wife is. We're talking about it. And he was like, you sure? I'm like, listen, man. I'm like, if you can't find one, it don't matter. I said, because where my wife is and where my children are is where I'm going to be. I had lost focus on why I was doing what I was doing. I had lost focus on the reason and the purpose behind my behaviors and my actions. I had taken enough missteps for me to see that all this stuff that I was trying to impart and to share with my family was not consistent with what we wanted to do. I had become a laborer. I had become convinced that the more time I spent working, the more the happier my family could be. So I worked on holidays. I worked away. I worked on times where the children had events and shows. I wasn't at any of them, but we had the things and the means for my wife and my children to be happy, to be comfortable. And I got comfortable. I got complacent with working this job and living my life this way. And I almost lost my family. I had to come to the realization that the whole reason I do what I do, the whole purpose behind why I work, the whole purpose behind why I grew my career was so that I could enjoy life with my family, and I wasn't living with my family anymore. I wasn't home connecting with my wife in special moments. So when I got back up to Maryland and we started talking and working on our relationship, there were some more difficult times. Difficult times, hardships, things we had to go through, learning I had to do. But when we connected because we got to the point where we were like, hey, this is our purpose. I don't care if it's in a penthouse or a pit. I don't care where we live. I don't care where we are. We are what we're living for. We are what we're working for. And when it came to that realization, we had to reset. We ended up focusing so much on making sure we were living life together. We had to start over. We got put out of the apartment we were living in. We had financial distress. But now, I'm telling you now, 7 children, understanding the purpose of working on ourselves and working towards our happiness. You can see it. We have another channel. It's called The Baby Birds. My wife does most of the posting. You can see there, me, my wife, my children. It's a monetized channel, but you can see some of how we live our life and how the importance of being a part of each other's lives is what got us centered. It's what got me to understand that it's not about how much money I make, but how much time it takes to make that money. If I'm spending all of my life and all of my time working at making money, and I'm not able to spend that time at going to see concerts and plays and recitals and just sit down and talk and laugh and do homework, if I can't do those things, what is it for? So I had to stop trying to be comfortable. I had to change. We had to come to the realization that we're not looking to be comfortable, we're looking to grow. And when that mindset changed, the behaviors changed. When the behaviors changed, the legacy changed, the future changed, the present changed. It wasn't easy, it wasn't overnight. But I'm telling you, once we got to the point where we understood that we needed to be living with a purpose, that we understood we needed to be working on us, that it takes discipline to work on a relationship, that it takes daily reminders. Maybe you're not good at, and this is one of the things we often discuss, is people like, well, I'm not good with contact. I'm not a lovey-dovey person. Okay, build that skill. If that's something that your partner wants If that's something that your partner would like to say, I'm not telling you to change, but if you say you want this person happy, you say they matter to you, they're not asking you to hug everybody in the world. They're not asking you to learn how to be lovey-dovey to everybody in the world, but damn it, I'm not everybody in the world. Oh, I'm not really big on holding hands. I ain't asking you to freaking walk around all day holding my hand. We ain't gonna be like, it's a 45-second walk from the car to the freaking diner, to the freaking table in the restaurant. You can't hold my hand for that. This is what I'm talking about when I say we get comfortable. We sit here, we allow for others to get comfortable around us, to get comfortable with us, to get comfortable with the behaviors. And I got there, I was working on comfort. I wasn't working on me. I wasn't living. I wasn't growing. So I had to make changes. My current situation this year started with the passing of my dad. He's my stepfather, but he's been with my mother for over 40 years. And it was kind of quick. He was sick. It was quick, but it was slow. It's hard to, I don't know if you ever had to live with someone who had cancer or watch a family member succumb to cancer, and one day they're fighting and the medicine's working, and the next day they just have a difficulty with one thing. And then it's just like you're just watching them every day in the hospital. You're watching the doctors saying, well, we're gonna do this and this should help this, and you're watching and you're like, yeah, but like, I don't know. You're asking questions, you're praying, and everything else stops. Nothing else in the world matters. Work doesn't matter. And you're looking at your loved one and you're trying to figure out, like, what do I do next? And I'm looking at my mother, who's already had to bury one of her sons, who passed away of heart failure in his 40s. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you get up? How do you keep going? How do you continue to climb every morning and stand up and stand true and hold yourself together? How are you doing it? It took God's grace. It took it. And I'm looking at myself and I'm like, man, this is so challenging. And I know at some point I'm going to experience this in the future. I know at some point I'm going to watch people that I love pass the way my dad's passing in front of me right now. There's no way to explain the pain, but the change in my brain, the commitment to understanding, hey, daily you have the opportunity to live. Daily you have the opportunity to work on you. That is a part of living. My dad used to walk every day. I mean, walk miles. They called the cancer late because he didn't show any symptoms of being sick. He walked miles daily, drank water, ate clean, was doing remarkable. So when he went in and they tested and they were like, oh, well, you got cancer, it was like, what? This is the healthiest person I know. So coming into the beginning of this year, my life changed. So many things collapsed in on me. All of those things that I thought that I knew. All of those things that I thought that I was ready for. Good morning, my love. Hey guys, that's my wife right there. If you see life, everyone please say good morning to my wife. All of those things that I felt were my purpose, those things that I felt were defining me, had once again fallen back into a degree of comfort, a degree of just being peaceful. It had to change. These walks in the morning came about because I understood that I was no longer living. I'd gotten complacent again. I'd gotten comfortable again. Even after what we went through, even after what I explained to you about the difficulties of almost losing my entire family because I thought the focus was on money, I found myself comfortable again. I had to keep growing. And this year, this little YouTube channel, it's just something I started just because I was seeing some things that I believed were motivational and I thought would be helpful. And I said, I'm gonna just start sharing stuff on YouTube. And just make this little YouTube channel to share. And then I started coming out in the morning to do these walks alone. There was no camera, there was no one with me. There was no walk and talk. This was my time in the morning to get my brain together, to get myself prepared for the day, to remind myself of what my purpose was, to look back and understand the things, the time, the people who had invested in me, and then to grow. And I started doing this channel. I started doing this walk and talk, and it started to grow. Now it's near monetization, which will be great. It's even another opportunity for me to focus on my family and my future and building my legacy and living with them. This, people, is how we want to work. This is how we want to move. This is where I made the change. Every time I get up. This morning, can't get comfortable. I got comfortable with doing this walk and talk, and I came out this morning and I got my little mic connector, but I'm not wearing a mic. So the first 10 minutes of this walk and talk are silence. Finally, somebody came in and said, man, we can't hear you. I believe it was OSC. But here's what's important, people. Here's the reason I'm sharing it with you. Here's what I'm trying to get at. Don't let people confuse you into thinking that comfort is the same as happy. That complacent is the same as achieved. Living in its essence, in its nature, from the beginning, is about challenge. It's about growth. The moment we stop looking for growth, the moment we stop looking for challenges, we're no longer living, we're dying. And you're just doing a bunch of things until you get there. Do not let comfort kill your legacy. The changes that happened in my life had to happen on a very deep spiritual level. The impact to how it changed what we do financially was just, it's more a symptom than the insight. It's more a symptom than the goal. Because making the changes in my behaviors, understanding the power of discipline, understanding that I have to start with repetition and be patient. I'm not going to fix something overnight because we have to be able to learn the skill in order to be able to perform it consistently. This is how we have to grow. People, if you're focused on growing, if you're focused on making changes, if you're focused on breaking out of being comfortable and moving to a new level, it starts with discipline. It's what we do here. It's what I talk about here. It's what we work on here. We have plans in the future to delve into direct support for finances. That's why the name Finance Fixer is on there. But right now, the focus is going to be discipline. Because it doesn't matter if you know the right thing to do. If you don't have the discipline or the ability to be disciplined to get it done, it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter how much you know about flipping houses. Doesn't matter how much you know about working a job. Doesn't matter how much you know about buying stocks, investing, trading. It doesn't matter how much information you have on it. If you do not have the discipline to do it with repetition and patience and consistency and persevere the challenges, especially when you're investing in a market that goes up and down, if you don't have the perseverance to do it, if you can't do it with your fitness, if you can't do it with your budget, if you can't do it with your food, if you can't do it with your family, if you can't do it with your faith, it doesn't matter. You have to develop the discipline first. It starts with discipline. That is the essence of life. That is the essence of seeing and growing through challenge and change. This is what we're doing, people. Hey guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and hit that like button. Double tap the screen, hit the button wherever it's at. I would appreciate it, guys. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just a way to say, hey, I like it. Hey, I've been here. I appreciate it if you would do that, guys. Today we talked about comfort and how comfort kills your legacy. Comfort is a distraction. It keeps you from seeing areas where you're falling behind. Comfort and complacency is identified in large part by complaining, because you have to be at a certain level of comfort to complain. And it doesn't matter where you are. I don't care if you're living on the street. I don't care if you're living in a freaking mansion. I don't care. But in order for you to be complaining, you've reached a certain degree of comfort, because we're not looking at problems. We're developing solutions, and you can't develop solutions through complaints. You can only find solutions through actions. Black Salem, how are you doing? Justin for all said discipline over motivation, 100%. Motivation wanes, discipline is what carries you through. Thank you for being here, my grease man. Who is that? The pro, I gotta be a grease man. Rock Z said good vibes. Is living financially comfortable so bad though? It is. Listen, you gotta challenge that. Listen, Rock Z. Living financially comfortable, right, is it's a mask, because you're like, I'm good where I am. I have it financially. I'm good. Dude, when you stop growing, and it's the same thing, dude, look at companies, look at businesses. And I'm a firm believer that we need to live our life like a business. I believe the lab structure works. Live as a business. We have to stop thinking of ourselves as personal individuals. We have to understand how we have to live as a business. When we invest money into a business, we never take it out. When you invest in a business, it's with the intent to grow the business. The moment the business gets comfortable, the moment we get comfortable, we start to die, and our competitors start to come after us. Our competitors start to grow. Our competitors start to move past us. Hey, so when you ask, is it so bad? It depends on what you want for your legacy. For legacy, yes. For legacy building and growth and what's going to happen, what you're going to leave behind, yes, it matters. It definitely does. Guys, I want to thank everybody for stopping in this morning and being a part of this walk and talk. As I say, I do this Monday through Saturday from 4:30 to 6 a.m. Everybody, if you've been here, please take an opportunity to look at the channel, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate all of the comments. I appreciate all of the commentary, the questions, and the engagement. I want you to understand, guys, when it comes to taking steps and doing things for you, stay focused on your purpose and keep growing. Wayne T says, there you are. I lost you for a few minutes. Sorry about that. Justin for all said, I look forward to becoming monetized. I'll be one of your first members. Thank you very much for that, Justin. Julian said, first time deep thoughts feed for your mind. I appreciate the participation so much. Wayne T said, you're supposed to go through life not worrying what people say about you, but when you die, that's all you have. No, that's not all you have. When you die, you have your legacy. You have what you leave behind. And it's not about whether or not it's not about what people say. It's not about what people think. It's about what you actually leave behind. It's about the things that you know are important to you and important to your family and important to their growth, that you know you're investing in and you're leaving behind, right? You know that the people who you love, you want them to see certain things, and part of the legacy that you're going to leave behind is living. It's understanding that you guys grow from here. This is where I started. Here's where I stopped. This isn't the top. You guys keep growing it. That is the legacy that we want to leave. That's what I mean. All you have is what the people think about you. Not what they think about you, what they learn from you, what they take from you, what they grow from you. You're invested in them. Your DNA is in them. Your actions, your behavior, your love, it's all a part of their future. It's a part of their past and their future. All the people that you leave behind have is what they think of you. We're going to keep working on that, Wayne. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Hey, once again, if you've been a part of the channel, if you visited the page, the shop is now open, not monetized, so you have to go into the description, but we have lots of BNV material available, different t-shirts, hat, mugs, bags. Please visit the shop, pick yourself up something. It'll be great to have you do it. Also, if you would like to contribute to the growth of the channel, and before we monetize, there is a link that's pinned in the chat. You can go there to continue to contribute to the continued growth. Elbert said, God bless. I have an idea for fathers and sons. All right, I'm not sure I'm going to read all of that, but thank you for stopping in, Albert. Everyone, again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being participants and being part. As I head out, I want to say what I've always reminded people of. Discipline has 4 pillars. The 4 pillars of discipline are going to be repetition. You're going to follow it up with patience. You're going to use that to learn the skill and to acquire the tools necessary for you to be consistent. Consistency is when you have developed a plan and you're going to have a checklist that you can check off as you grow. And you're going to end it off with perseverance. Perseverance is the thing that works on you while you work on towards your goal. Thank you very much for being here, everyone. Thank you for participating. And as we go into this weekend, be blessed. And remember, keep showing up, keep blowing up, keep growing up. Until next time, guys, God bless.